this specific day, at this specific time, I asked him to marry me. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. A funeral was being held. Oh gosh, how insensitive of me. Hey guys, I'm Lexi and I couldn't sleep, so I just thought that we would try a demo today. This is called Dreambound. I think it's by the same persons that designed A Date with Death, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, so please don't quote me on it. So this game is described by its creators on Steam as: when introverted artist Noah finds himself deep within a series of murders, he's forced out of his shell and back into reality, or in his case, back into the dreams of those that wronged him in the past. Surrounded by grief, will Noah be able to move forward and solve the mystery, or will he give in to the demons of his past? I'm always up for a nice mystery, romance, dream-like scenario. Without further ado, let's just jump into this and see what happens. It's gonna be a new experience for me too. So let's begin. We're in a church. Okay, it was 2:37 p.m. on a Friday. That's weirdly specific. On this specific day, at this specific time, I asked him to marry me. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. A funeral was being held. Oh gosh, how insensitive of me. I'm so sorry. He was so young. How unfortunate. There would be many more Fridays, many more days where the clock would tick over to 2:37 p.m. Time would go on, whether one person was here or not. I need to enunciate better. So much talent wasted. What did it mean to be alive? And what did it mean to be dead? His family must be devastated. What did it mean to exist? Who's asking these questions? Is he writing a philosophy essay? Sorry, I'm a bit sarcastic today. And when would the existential dread finally cease? Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. I'm just messing with you guys. A boy with brown hair sat in the corner alone. Is the music too loud? I can't really tell because my headphones are quite cushiony. Anyway, to him, that coffin looked much too small. Much too small to hold a soul so large. Much too small to contain an entire existence with all of its history. Noah. Tomorrow, everyone else will go on living. Tomorrow, everyone else will forget. And if not tomorrow, then the next day, one day, everyone forgets. The brown-haired boy held tight to his chest. He would not forget. But even he could not convince himself of these words. I'm getting all choked up. How easy it was to spout platitudes while someone lay dead 10 feet away. I feel like doing this gesture, I don't know why. It was 2:37 p.m. on a Friday. And on this Friday, a funeral was being held for two. Oh, we're getting the really awesome cutscene. Enjoy. It's a music video. Oh, that cut too quickly. I wanted to read the description. August is born in August. Creative, a creative choice. Oh, but they do look beautiful, I have to say. They're like bishunen. Oh. Oh, Ivan, he's my type. Oh. Whoa, my god. Why are they so cute? I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Finally, I knew I needed to get out of bed and play this game. Couldn't sleep. but it's because I needed inspiration. Thank you, Sinran, for bringing life to my fantasies. They all have such weird names. It's like they're angels, not human beings. Let's do this. Prologue, the me that died all those years ago. It's so needlessly dramatic. I love it. Alone, confined within his prison, the man sits, his back slouched, and his arm raised. Like this. Oh my god, I have to stop. In his hand, a paintbrush. I'm happy it's not in something else, you know. A weapon in his eyes, perhaps. A tool. From it, life should flourish into every corner of a world, part imaginary, part very much real. Waves crash onto the white shores, the night sky reflects back on itself, a sea of stars amidst the swirling currents, all is calm, yet not. But as it were, that world didn't exist, couldn't exist, it would never exist, it could not be created by this hand. The man holds his paintbrush up to the empty canvas, blank, like many of the rest. Sorry, it's just, I can't take this seriously. Is it day or is it night? He does not know. Light doesn't belong in a place like this. After all, it has never belonged. He closes his eyes, waiting for it to appear. Something, anything, a vision, a masterpiece, a muse, an apparition that would inspire his creativity, anything at all. But nothing comes to him. Nothing comes without fail, without exception. Every stroke he laid against that impossibly bright white canvas was like a stain on his soul. Wait, hang on a minute. Am I reading P-O-R-N? Like, you know, emphasis on the hand, emphasis on his strokes. Oh my god! Exactly! A dirty mark on what should have been pristine. By his hand, all he could create was loneliness. So excellent, excellently written. Nothing belongs. Nothing would ever belong again, for he was broken. Time moves like this, unfailingly. An eternity passes, or it feels like it, as the clock slowly ticks away. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Never ending. But what is time to someone with no time left to give? Isn't that the name of a James Bond movie? No, No Time Left to Live, I think. His hand shakes. He cannot force it to paint, yet he cannot set his his hand down either. Could we just get over the emphasis on his hands, please? Behind his closed eyes, he wards off the tiredness he can feel at the edge of his consciousness. Perhaps a dream would help him paint. Perhaps if he simply allowed himself to be carried away in that star-filled ocean, inspiration would strike. Or perhaps it would take him away from this world and finally bring him peace. Again, I'm not able to understand. Is the music too loud? I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Anyway, yet he opened his eyes, denying the very thought. Anything but that. Anything but a dream. What is fear, hate, disgust? No, it was more, much more. This was no base emotion. This was something far more deep, far more sinister. The minds of men were warped beyond recognition. Their being had become wholly evil. During the day, they wore masks to hide their intentions, but during the night, inside their dreams, the mask will fall. Okay, I'll stop now. I'll try to read properly. What was once pure and bright was now corrupt beyond repair. Yeah. Noah, you need to stop this at once. You can't live off this. Whatever these scribbles are meant to be, imagine what people would say about me, about us. This is like the Romanian equivalent of mă faci de rușine, potolește-te. Why can't you be more like... Yes, this is very Romanian as well. Your parents ruthlessly comparing you to your sibling. It's about time you grew up. You're not a kid anymore. Go throw all of your stupid little books out already and give this up. No, no, this is all I have. All I have left. This is all his fault. Look what he's done to our son. Please, I need something. Just one thing. Let me have just one. A letter laid at the rest of the table unopened. He lacked the courage to open it, too scared to read words that would shape his life. Ooh. Sorry if I'm coming a little bit undone here. His fingers, trembling, came over closer until the feel of the textured envelope brushed against his fingertips. It felt like life. It felt like the future. It felt like that one thing that could pull him out of the deep pit he'd found himself in, slowly being buried alive. He opened the envelope in one fell swoop. I would have recommended him a couple of days of bed rotting, and maybe after that his energy would pull up. But just my 2-cent suggestion. Words spread out across the page, perfectly ordered. He suddenly felt as if he has lost the ability to read. In that dim light, he tried anyway. Dear Noah, I can't get over the fact that this guy is named by my cat, It is with great pleasure that I inform you that you have been selected to receive the Copper Cove University of Art Excellence Scholarship. Ooh. Each year, only one student is chosen statewide to receive the scholarship through a process of portfolio presentations, interviews, and recommendations from prior instructors. The Copper Cove Academy of Art Excellence Scholarship provides full tuition for your years at our school. Please note that students with the scholarship must be enrolled full-time and maintain a 3.5 grade point average to continue to receive their scholarship. Once again, I congratulate you on your selection for this great honor. We look forward to seeing you on campus. Yes, baby, I want a scholarship. In front of his eyes, the letter turned to dust floating away on the wind into that imaginary world. So wait, he imagined that he got a scholarship? I don't get it. Memories of the past aimed towards him like daggers. They pierced his flesh, but that didn't matter anymore. He was used to it. To the pain. In fact, he sometimes wondered if he enjoyed it now. The pain spread throughout his body, but at least he could finally feel something. His paintbrush, still tinged with color, stayed motionless against the canvas. Guys, because it's a bit chilly in my room, I just want to make sure that it's all neatly tucked in. I look like I'm a person that's about to enroll in a medical ward, but I want to be cozy. I actually bought this jumper because it looked like one that Rachel was wearing in Friends. I thought it was very chic. Anyway, coming back to the game, his paintbrush, still tinged with color, stayed motionless against the canvas. Resisting the urge to yawn, he rubbed at his eyes with his bare hand. That's not that bad. A ringing sounded through the darkness, echoing through the soulless house. No one was around to pick it up, no one except... Go away. It kept ringing and ringing, then ringing some more. Then it stopped until it began again. Go away. Noah clutched at his hat, the ache only made worse by the constant sound that pierced his ears. I know, I have the same dialogue with my phone as well. I hate it when it rings, so I constantly try to talk to it, to reason it to be quiet rather than press the button to stop. He wanted to ignore it. More than anything, he didn't want to answer the phone. But you can just press stop, or close the phone. But the caller was stubborn and Noah easily irritated. He stood from his stool, dropping the paintbrush to the ground. It clacked against the window floor, paint flying across the planks. Just more added to the already growing collection. At this point, more paint was splattered over his house than there was on any canvas. The house wanted to be painted. Slowly, each step deliberate, he walked towards his phone. The model was old, the same one he'd had since he was a teenager. He looked at the number on the illuminated screen, but he didn't recognize it. Still, the ringing continued. I should just turn the stupid fucking thing off. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. He stared at the screen, the light burning his eyes, and for some reason he picked it up. Okay. He needed to have done this so we can have a plot that moves forward. Noah, is that you? What do you want? How did you get this number? It's me, your dad. Can we talk? I answered the phone, didn't I? What do you want? Please, it's been so long. What do you want? Your mother has just passed away. Please come to the funeral at least. Noah removed the phone from his ear and slid his finger along the screen. It went silent, the other person never to know what happened. Without a second thought, he switched the phone off and dropped it into the rubbish. So she's dead. Wow, this guy has the emotional maturity of a 2-year-old. What the? Your dad was on the phone with you telling you about your mom's funeral and you just like threw your phone into a garbage bin? Like, I understand many people have weird reactions to grief, but this is just arrogant. His voice lacked any emotion. Whether this fact made him happy or sad, no one would be able to tell. Noah, get out of the house, touch grass. Honestly, dude. He walked back towards his easel, on it a still blank canvas waiting to be brought to life. He threw it to the ground in a heap with the rest of the abandoned masterpieces before sending his foot crashing down towards them, breaking them in half. So he's expressing sadness through rage. Makes sense. Many people do. One after another, he smashed them into pieces soundlessly. Not a word or a cry escaped his lips. Only a silent fury. Not at his mother's passing, only aimed towards himself. Oh my god, this guy is so self-involved. Dude, your mother's dead. Finished but not feeling any more fulfilled, he dropped to the ground and curled into a ball. His eyelids felt heavier and heavier until finally he found sleep. It's mildly raining outside, but even sleep wasn't so restful. Nah, he had to make it about himself again. Noah awoke to the sound of a key turning in the door, then the same door opening slowly. Footsteps started off slow before they sped up, coming directly towards him. The music stopped, right? But he didn't flinch or turn to look at who it was. If someone wants to kill me, let them. If they want to steal and if the shit, go for it. I don't care anymore. I don't care, so just let me die. I think it's my third one already, and we're only like 18 minutes into this game. Okay. Oh, hello. Noah, what are you doing on the ground? Are you okay? Noah should have realized who it was, yet he somehow felt disappointed. I'm sorry about this. I just kicked my clothes basket. I don't know. I keep having weird malfunctions in this clip. It's been a day like in which I've been trying to work, and every time it's just something falls apart, you know? Anyway, we keep moving, we persevere. Let's get to know Kane, shall we? Would have been better if it was someone here to kill me already. Oh my god, could you be any more less dramatic? Go away, I'm resting. You have a perfectly good bedroom 1 room over. Come on, let me help you to bed. I don't want to, just leave already. Let me at least get you some water. Go, come on. Kane extended his hand to Noah, who stared back at it blankly. Good man. Kane was the same as he's always been, kind, dependable, hardworking. You know, the complete opposite of our hero here. Charismatic, funny, and popular. Oh, stop! Everything he wasn't. At least he has some self-awareness. That's a good beginning. With a sigh, he took Kane's hand and let himself be guided towards a seat. He finished out a bottle of water from his bag, obviously bought in preparation for the visit. Must be nice, living the kind of life where you buy bottled water. Noah took a sip, feeling the coolness make his throat hurt just a little bit less. Must have been a while since I last drank anything I didn't notice. Is bottled water really expensive in Asia? Like, what's going on? Why did he make that remark? I don't understand. Noah. I gave you that spare key for emergencies, you know. I'd say this counts as an emergency, wouldn't you? Noah, this has to stop. You need to get some help, get outside, I don't know, just... Things need to change. You can't keep living like this. Noah angrily pulled away from Cain, a frown settling on his brow. No, nothing has to change. I'm fine the way I am. I didn't ask for your help, so stop butting into my life. You didn't need to. Look, this isn't like you. You didn't used to be like this, you know. He wouldn't want this for you either, you know that. Shut up. Don't bring him up. He was my best friend too. I'm allowed to talk about him. And I'm certain this isn't what he wants you to do. A silence spread out between them as both look away from each other, searching for what to say. La 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 la. This is so weird. Who does this in real life, right? Between them was a gap that didn't used to be there once upon a time. How's your painting going? What does it look like to you? Noah shrugged but continued when Cain stayed silent. I should just give up. There's no point anymore. I can't paint. I'm just wasting my time. Of course you can. I've seen you paint before. I know what you're capable of. Then why? Look around. Why can't I do it anymore? It's too late. Everything feels dirty. There's nothing worth capturing left. It's because he has emotional blockages. If he were to deal with his emotions and grow the F up, he would begin being creative again. Trust me, I've been there. I'm that. Not sure if I'm emotionally mature, but I know the reason for blocks of creativity are usually emotionally connected. Okay, I'm chasing a light that doesn't exist, but look, you have plenty of nice paintings around. Noah looked between them. They morphed in his mind, becoming too ugly to even glance at. They're nothing, less than nothing. This is what the end feels like, I think. Wouldn't it be nice if the world just ended tomorrow? You know, maybe going out and experiencing some new things would help to spark your passion. Meeting someone new, meeting new people would be good for you. There's no point. I'll die surrounded by my blank canvases, and then finally I'll leave my only masterpiece. Noah! As if unsure about what to say, Cain found the remote and turned on the old small TV. It's kind of like, shut up already, Noah. I'm just gonna put some TV on. It's better than to hear you talk. A news presenter dressed impeccably read out the news with so little emotion you would wonder if she really cared about the words leaving her mouth. Next up, we have some breaking news from directly on the scene. A number of bodies have been found with strange flower-like markings, first believed to be tattoos. Ooh, the plot thickens. Analysts say that no ink, pigment, or burn marks are featured on the victims, which has ground the investigation to a halt until they can find out what these markings mean. Further proof that true art is found in death. No. True art inspires people to keep on living. With a disgusted sound from deep in Cain's throat, he switched the TV off as if deciding that silence would be better. I'll ask you one more time, okay? Please, let me help you. I don't want your help. I just want you to leave me alone and to stop coming here. We're friends, Noah. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want any friends. I don't deserve any. I don't want the only person left that matters to me to betray me to. Better if you just leave now. I'm not going anywhere, I promise. I told you to leave, not stay. As if on cue, Cain stood, producing another water bottle from his leather bag. Is this like a water bottle, a shameless plug-in? You know, are they advertising water bottles or something? He stepped closer and closer until he stood in front of a potted plant, the only bit of life left in the entire house. He watered it slowly, deep and thought. I can just imagine him like slowly watering. I'm sorry, it's just that the plots for these, romantic games they can just be a little bit contrived from time to time. Make sure you look after this, alright? I can't stop by every day. I am good. Finished, Cain walked towards the doors and opened it wide. Noah shielded his eyes from the sun like a true vampire. I just want to see you go back to your old self, alright? I want to help you. He doesn't exist. He shut the door with a soft thud. Once again, he was alone. How I prefer to be. Yeah, me too. Noah stood from his stool and wobbled as the room spun around him. His head still ached and he could feel a deep hunger in the pit of his stomach. When was the last time I ate? He's so self-involved he can't even take care of his stomach. Uneasy on his feet, he slowly found his way into the kitchen. Oh. Noah's kitchen was as bare as ever. He hadn't ever used it, really? But look at that kitchen. It looks cluttered and super messy. Is this really his kitchen? Most of the time he'd order something to be delivered, or better yet, keep eating. His money was limited and he'd always put his paint supplies over anything else. It's the student's life, I know that. Noah reached up to open a cupboard, knowing full well it was bare, when he smelled something. Food. His eyes found the container left on his table with a small note. He picked it up. It read, "Enjoy, I'll bring some groceries around soon. Kane." He wondered for a moment whether he should accept it or not, but eventually his stomach won out against his stubbornness and he sat down at his dining table alone to eat it. Probably the best choice since the game began. While he sat, he thought. He really hated it when he thought. Oh, buddy joined the club. How easily he can just come and go when I'm stuck in here like a corpse in a coffin buried alive. He did ask you to move to the other room, dude. It was your choice to stay there stuck, okay? Just take some responsibility already. But what of it? I don't care anymore. That sunlight that I haven't seen for years, it suits him, not me. My friends, my family, all fake, twisted, corrupted. Just like me, nothing is pure, nothing except... He brought the fork to his lips, slowly nibbling at the home-cooked food Kane had brought. Still a good cook. He really does have everything going for him these days. Suddenly he froze, a terror crawling over him. His head throbbed and his stomach lurched. Then he fell. He fell off the chair while he was eating. His fork dropped to the table, abandoned. The world spun around him until it disappeared, spinning, filling his body with a dread oh so familiar. He squeezed his eyes shut, begging silently for this to stop. He didn't want to be here, he wanted to be home. But when he peeked out of his tightly shut eyes, his home was long gone. His surroundings were still blurred around him, and his body felt as if it were being ripped in all directions, as if at any moment he would be torn into shreds. But he wasn't. Is he having a heart attack? But he knew this feeling well. With a thump that didn't reflect how long he'd been falling, he hit the ground. When he opened his eyes again, he saw darkness all around him, not a human darkness, but a darkness that was something more. Something sinister, something threatening. A place no one belonged. Noah quickly got to his feet and checked himself over. No injuries. His eyes darted around the bleak, dark landscape. Nothing stood out to him. No one waited him. This isn't what it's usually like. What's going on? I want to go home, please. I just want to go home. But he knew full well what was required of him. He could have reality shifted. His footsteps were slow and careful before speeding up in desperation, searching for the person who could free him from this nightmare. Yeah. Like the police alarm outside, bringing some much-needed energy into this game. He walked and walked and walked some more until his feet ached with deep blisters, yet he still walked because the alternative wasn't something he wanted to face. Behind him nothing, in front of him nothing. If he was working in circles, he wouldn't have won. His feet ground to a halt when he finally saw something, or someone. A man curled up into a ball, sitting in the distance. Darkness surrounded him, threatening to take over his very essence. The man looked up, his eyes were hollow, filled with sadness. Their eyes locked. My father. Why would I be brought here? How? His mind raced as he tried to come up with any reason, any excuse. The man called out to him, but his words were lost in the shadows, never to be heard. Noah still froze and couldn't decide whether he should approach him or run away. His heart yelled at him to run, to put as much distance between them as possible. But his mind saw his only ticket out of here. Before he could make a decision, a dark mist started rolling from a place unseen. It spiraled and spiraled, twisting and turning until someone stepped out of it. Another person, surrounded by shadows. His steps were slow but not careful, deliberate perhaps, with purpose. He approached the curled-up man with his heavy steps. Suddenly the man's voice traveled to Noah. Noah, I want my son. Please, give me my son back. The shadowy man raised his arm, and his hand what looked like a gun. Yikes. Bang! There was no hesitation, no pause, just a single shot through the head. The curled up man dropped to the ground, his body evaporating into the mist. The world shook around them. Mountains of shadows came crashing down. The whole world threatened to cease existence in a mere moment. Noah's eyes darted around, searching for a place to escape to, when he finally looked back towards the man with the gun. And as the world came crashing down around him, he swore that the shadowy figure was looking right back at him too. An empty, eternal darkness. Why is darkness always seen as cold anyway? If anything, Noah felt like he was surrounded by an intense heat. It was too much, too overwhelming. He thought that at any second he'd burst into flames. But nothing happened to him, even if he wished for it. Something soft wrapped around his shoulders, holding him tight. He should have been scared, but instead the pressure felt welcoming. When he opened his eyes again, he was sitting. Guys, it's 30 minutes into this demo. I'm going to have to end it here because I don't want to take too long processing this video before I go to bed. The game is far too darker than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be like this really sweet, charming romance, like the way in which it was presented on Steam with that image bathed in light and those two men falling in love. It was much more romantic than what we're getting, this kind of like constant elegy of depression for a guy who just cannot get out of his mind. But yeah, I think I'll continue playing the demo. I'm not sure if I'll buy the game though. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Have you played this game? Are you really into it? It does have some really beautifully drawn men, so eye candy for the win. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Thank you for being here. I cannot wait to see you in my next one. And until next time, have fun gaming!